Hello friend, welcome to Marine Engineering Hub. This is your narrator Ravi Gupta. Today we're gonna talk about IMO 2020 sulfur cap. So before beginning the video, I will tell you what is IMO 2020, why IMO 2020 was implemented, and then I will show you how the sulfur is reduced over a period of time, what are the alternative options is been chosen, and how it is being implemented and what are the problems which are faced after IMO 2020. So let's begin the video of the IMO 2020. So basically in 2020 IMO have taken a major decision to implement a sulfur cap. So as per Marpol 2016 treaty in London, it has been decided that from 1st Jan 2020, all ships operating outside the emission control area have to change over to zero point 0.5 mm of sulfur fuel from 3.5 mm limit of sulfur in fuel oil. So basically the limit of sulfur, the cap means the limit of sulfur is being reduced from 3.5 to zero point 0.5, and that is enforced on 1st Jan 2020 and all ships have to follow. So the second question come to our mind, okay, why? Means why this sulfur cap reduction is so much needed and why it has come. So because as we know, sulfur in the fuel oil is the main component for causing air pollution. Okay, the sulfur is the main one of the major component which is causing an air pollution. So by implementation of the IMO 2020, 85% reduction in the sulfur generation from the ship outside the emission control area is achieved. So the this IMO 2020 sulfur cap is so much important that as you can see by the implementation of the IMO 2020 sulfur cap, 85% reduction in the sulfur generation outside the emission control area has been achieved. Okay, but the main reason for the implementation of the cap is due to the sulfur effect on the environment. So the decision of the IMO 2020 has been taken as an environmental saving decision, means to prevent the damage to the environment and to have a sustainable environment. This decision of that cap reduction is taken place because sulfur mixes with oxygen and moisture in the air component to form sulfuric acid which fall back as acid rain. Sulfur causes airborne disease such as pulmonary disease, lung cancer, respiratory disorder, asthma. So these are all the problems which the humans in today's generation are facing because of the sulfur in the environment. Sulfur is also an ozone depleting substance. It causes ozone depletion, help and accelerate the ozone depletion. For that all reason, the sulfur cap is needed. So as you can see, IMO has given a template from where it has saved five beneficial changes from IMO sulfur limit from ship fuel oil. First is the cleaner air. 77% drop in overall sulfur oxide emission from the ship, annual reduction of approximately 8.5 million metric ton of SOx. So the air after IMO 2020 will be very much clearer because the drop in sulfur will be very much. It will have a positive impact on human health because less respiratory disease, higher quality of fuel. As the fuel quality is good, hence the condition, the machinery equipment will be good. Ship's operator, owner plus the family have adapted and changed enforcement authority. And to ensure that the sulfur 2020 is been followed in all the ships, the PSC and the flag state have to cross check and have to monitor. Now, I will show you how the sulfur limit is been reduced over a period of time. It is not the first reduction; it has been done earlier also. In 2005, Annex 6 comes into play, and then the sulfur cap was kept 4.5. Okay, 4.5, but after a period of 7 years, it has been reduced from 4.5 to 3.5. But in 2020, the limit is been reduced. The highest reduction in sulfur content over a decade is right now in IMO 2020 regulation. It has been reduced from 3.5 to zero point 0.5, very much, means almost 70 to 80% reduction. So the question come to your mind, why taken the decision suddenly? This the IMO sulfur limit cap decision is taken suddenly? The answer is no. No. This decision was pended, means a long period of discussion has taken place, and it has been enforced in 2020. So sulfur cap decision was taken way back in 2008, but it got ratified, and in 2016 in 17th MEPC session in London, the decision was finalized. After that, ship's owner has given ample amount of time of 4 years to accept the law and do the modification as required. So basically, what happened? There is a tendency of a ship owner that okay, this law has been passed, but it may means it may will be get extended because it's not physically possible. They were given ample amount of time, 4 year amount of time after the law has been enforced, but the ship owner will think, okay, such amount of reduction from 3.5 to zero point 0.5 is not possible and it will be extended to 2025. But it has not been extended to 2025. It was implemented and came into force in 2020, and much of the ship owner got surprised and they have faces a lot of problems. So as you can see, 2005 the sulfur cap limit was 4.5%. In 2012 it was reduced to 3.5% outside the emission control area. I am talking all thing outside the emission control area, and now outside the emission control area is zero point 0.5. Okay. So as you can see in this diagram, the air pollution causes several respiratory diseases to the human being, such as lung cancer, asthma, bronchitis, respiratory failure, cardiovascular disease, heart attack, cancer, and effect on the unborn babies. And therefore, this law was much needed. And in second diagram, as you can see how the acid rain is happening, the air which is been polluted with sulfur dioxide is absorbing the oxygen and the moisture from the cloud and forming a sulfuric acid, and this sulfuric acid is falling back onto the earth environment as an acid rain, causing a corrosive effect, skin cancer, and several problems. And therefore the reduction in sulfur was much needed. Okay, now how the shipping company can make their ship to comply for IMO 2020? Now how we are going to follow this IMO 2020 sulfur cap. So to follow the IMO 2020 sulfur cap, IMO has given two options. First, to use an exhaust gas cleaning system, and second, to shift to a lower cap fuel such as very low sulfur fuel oil, marine diesel oil, marine gas oil, or shifting to a more clean fuel oil, that is LNG and LPG. So the most of the owner has opted for option 1 and 2 because option 3 is completely different, and it has a very large installation cost compared to the option 1 and 2. So most of the owner has shifted to the option 1, exhaust gas cleaning system. So exhaust gas cleaning system has given an owner an advantage but with a great cost. What is exhaust gas cleaning system? If the ship owner want to continue their uses for heavy fuel oil containing 3.5% of sulfur, then they have to retrofit the exhaust gas cleaning system. So basically, the exhaust gas cleaning system uses the scrubbing technology and clean the exhaust gas coming out from the main engine boiler generator to limit within which is acceptable by the authority. So basically, if we install an exhaust gas cleaning system, we will continue to use the heavy fuel oil having sulfur limit of 3.5%, as the exhaust gas cleaning system is cleaning the exhaust and reducing the sulfur such that it is within the 0.5% of the sulfur cap, and hence it will help the owner. But the installation of the sulfur cap, as you can see, the installation of the sulfur cap, installation of the exhaust gas cleaning system is very costly affair. But the problem arises when in some local bodies doesn't allow any discharge of scrubbing water into their territory. In that case, ship owner have to shift to MDO or shore power, which unnecessarily increases ship operating cost. Now, as I've told you, most of the ship owner has opted for exhaust gas cleaning system, but some of the local authorities doesn't want the scrubber water to be thrown into their territory, so they prevent the use of the scrubber water to be thrown, and hence, as the ships cannot use the scrubbing technology to reduce the sulfur content, so they have to shift to a much more lighter fuel, that is cleaner fuel, that is MDO or very low sulfur oil, when they are in their port or in their territory, which increases the additional cost and hence increases the overall shipping operating cost. So let's see how the this exhaust gas cleaning system work. Basically, what happened, the exhaust gas containing sulfur, nitrogen oxide, carbon dioxide is been passed, and now in the first stage it has been cleaned with seawater. After the seawater, the pH is reduced to 6.5. Again, in second stage with a booster pump, it is again been cleaned with sodium hydroxide, means caustic soda is been used for is injected and with the seawater, which reduces and increases the pH to 8.3, and secondary cleaning is being provided to the exhaust gas, which ultimately reduces the sulfur content to almost 0 ppm, nitrogen to much lower, and other component to much lower, which will be much more cleaner for the environment. And this is how the system works. Okay. Now, second option was to shift completely to the different kind of fuel. The first option was you continue to use the heavy fuel, but you uses the exhaust gas cleaning system for the cleaning. But second option is to completely use the different fuel. So most of the ship owner opted for shifting to the alternative fuel option for a time being before retrofitting the EG system. So what happened? As I've told you, the ship owner was reluctant. Means they think, okay, the law has been passed, but it will be shifted to 2025 because it is not feasible to implement the law within a 4 year period of time. So they have not taken any options. Okay, but as the law came into force, so they were forced to shift to the alternative fuel option for time being before they can go to the dry dock and retrofit the EGS system because the law is also enforced. So, the problem of shifting to alternative fuel is the bunker tank cleaning and removal of heavy oil residue and then refilling it with a compliant fuel. So, now as they have to shift to different grade of oil, so they first have to clean the bunker tank, then the oil residue which are generated is need to be given to storage facility, and then they have to refill it, test it, and after that they have to use it. So these are all workload. This workload is falling on the crew which are carrying all this operation. As the ship operate in a tight schedule, so this task is completed by the ship crew, leading to the additional work and sludge generation. Okay. So the first problem was that, means they have to clean the bunker tank and remove the residues, and they have to refill it and test it. The second problem arises that as the sulfur is the fuel is reduced, as the sulfur in the fuel is reduced with the new compliant fuel, because earlier the fuel having sulfur of 3.5%, now it has 0.5%. It arises two problems. First is the reduction in heat energy. As you know, each kg of the sulfur emit 9.2 megajoule of energy per kg. So if we reduce the sulfur amount, this amount of energy will be reduced, and hence the calorific value of the fuel will be also reduced. Second, sulfur has a lubricant property which prevent the sticking of the running component, such as fuel pump. Okay. So in order to compensate, the fuel additives are used to enhance the lubricant property of fuel. So now the problem of shifting to the lower fuel was the first additional workload. Second, sulfur added has a heat energy which is reduced. Second, sulfur has a lubricant property which will prevent the sticking of the component. And to continue to have this property, we have to use fuel additive where we are which are increasing the cost. So the overall fuel cost has increased tremendously because of the implementation of the IMO 2020 sulfur cap. Now, what are the problem with the implementation of the IMO 2022 ship owner? Retrofitting exhaust gas system is very costly. Apart from that, it also increases additional maintenance pressure on the ship staff. Okay, so very clear. Exhaust gas cleaning system is retrofitting is very costly, and second thing, additional maintenance has been added onto the ship staff. Okay, now with the use of very low sulfur fuel oil MGU MDU, the bunkering fuel cost has increases. Apart from that, additional cost is incurred by additional of additives to the compliant fuel. Additional expense for training and certification of ship staff. Okay. Documentation and assessment for ensuring that ship is following the compliance. So now the ship have to train their crew so that they can understand the exhaust and cleaning system. They can understand how to use the very low sulfur fuel oil, how much additive they have to use. So all this training expense has tremendously increased, and the ship's running cost has increased because the bunker fuel cost has increased. So all these costs will be paid by whom? Because if the ship owner is paying more money for moving a cargo from point A to point B, then he will charge it ultimately from whom? From the consumer, means from the common person who are using the consuming that product, and ultimately the cost of each product has increased tremendously. New bunker oil have another problem with maintenance. The running hour and the maintenance interval changes, and sometimes problem arises due to sticking of fuel pump etc. because of this new fuel. So now new thing bring new technology bring first innovation, second the problem. The problem regarding the new fuel is that it has changes the maintenance interval, means as the ships were designed to run mainly on the heavy fuel oil, the maintenance interval was decided 4,000, 6,000, like that. But now the ship is running with very low sulfur fuel oil, the maintenance running hour has been deferred and changed, and now it may happen, it may be more frequent or more less depending upon the type of fuel. Though the IMO 2020 regulation led to the cleaner environment but has a huge impact on the ship owner and seafarer working in the marine industry. This increases cost will ultimately be paid by the consumer. So as I have told you, the IMO 2020 sulfur cap is very good for the environment, but it has a very huge impact onto the owner pocket because of money. Second thing, it has very huge impact on the seafarer because of additional maintenance and additional pressure of the work. And third is the whole thing is increasing the overall ship's running cost, which will be ultimately paid by the owner consumer. So this is how the IMO 20 sulfur cap has been implemented and has been followed. So I hope if you like the video, please do share, please do subscribe, and please do share in your FB wall post if you like the video, so that more marine colleague can know about the video and can come to this platform of the Marine Engineering Hub, where we can grow and learn together. Please friend, please do comment below if you have any doubt. Have a good day.